Samsung make a lot of apps. Some might say they're doubling up on already existing apps and that they are bloat. Not me. That is such a tired sentiment and so far from the truth. Buying into that narrative means you are missing out on a stack of very capable, incredible first-party Samsung solutions. Today we look at my top 5 Samsung apps that you need to start using right now. Let's go. Welcome back to Tech with Benefits, everybody. Daniel here. We're going to kick things off right away and look at Samsung Pass as our number one. If you've ever forgotten your passwords or your login details for an application or a website, you know how frustrating it can be. The thing is, there are a lot of third-party solutions that exist, but sometimes I find with them is you need to remember your password for those as well. So sometimes it can be a bit of more of an inconvenience having that than not having anything. Samsung Pass is a key part of Samsung's cross-device functionality and a core part of having a Samsung account. Since Samsung introduced Samsung Wallet, they actually have integrated Samsung Pass into it to try and keep all of your logins, your special and private information housed in one secure location. Effectively, the way Samsung Pass operates is it will store your login details and any personal information under lock and key inside its secure service. It even allows you to use Samsung Pass as a two-factor authentication app as well as storing away your passwords, which is a really handy feature inside of it. It stores your cards, your login details for your apps and for your websites, even stuff like addresses, and you can even keep things that just notes that you want to keep secure under Samsung Pass's lock and key as well. It's all secured by Samsung Knox, which is Samsung's on-device security platform, which has existed for a very, very long time. I'm not going to dive into Samsung Knox in this video here. If you are interested in Samsung Knox, let me know. Drop a comment and I'll see if I can put together an explainer on how Samsung Knox actually works. Before you do anything though with Samsung Pass, you actually need your Samsung account logged in. It's a bit of a theme you'll find with a lot of the apps I speak about today. Samsung account is crucial to enabling a lot of its core functionality. Now, there are two ways to access Samsung Pass. The first is buried deep inside the security and privacy settings menu, more particular. You can see Samsung Pass and you click on it and it'll take you into Samsung Wallet where Samsung Pass is housed. Or you just go into Samsung Wallet and you find Samsung Pass and you're ready to go. There did used to be an app that you could put on the app screen. However, since integrating it into Samsung Wallet, they've gone away with that. When you do find Samsung Pass in that way, you do find there are two things within Samsung Pass that you can access. First is your login details, and the second part is any personal information. In the sign-in, pretty much as it sounds, you see a combination of apps and websites that you have login details stored securely in there when you actually do it automatically. There is a manual way to add it as well, and you simply just have to go and manually add them in should you wish. But trust me, the automatic way is so much easier. Basically, when you log into an app or a website for the first time, it prompts you to store it away in Samsung Pass. Just let it do its thing. Just let it do it. Just let it do it. Just let it do its thing. In the three-dot menu up in the corner is where you can actually exclude certain apps and websites. If there's something you don't quite trust to be secured in Samsung Pass, you can make sure that that is not part of the Samsung Pass system or service, and it'll exclude and stop prompting you to save it in that way. The thing with Samsung Pass is it just works. Sometimes there are some apps that are a little bit funny, but the thing is Samsung has built so many different workarounds to make sure it works that you never have to worry about it. For apps, for example, Samsung have built Samsung Pass into the keyboard, so it will actually show your login details at the top of your keyboard, and you just press it, fingerprint, and you can log in. What I also appreciate about it as well is that some websites that don't like auto-populating fields for whatever reason, Samsung Pass is also accessible through the keyboard, and it's smart enough to recognize a login field so you don't just put a password anywhere. So when you do log into Samsung Pass through this way, you can see all of your login details, and you simply just have to search for which one you're logging into and it'll pop it in. It does get a little bit cumbersome when you are trying to log in and like a website has email and a password field on separate pages. It should just be able to recognize, but it works just the same. The real hero for me with Samsung Pass is when you're setting up a new phone. There was a period of time, it's probably going to continue, where I set up a new phone pretty much every 4 to 6 months. It's hard. I mean, it's a nice problem to have, but at the same time, you never really get settled and you always feel like you're logging into a million things a million different times. Whereas with Samsung Pass, that just removes that barrier. Everything will always come with you to the new phone, and with one touch and a fingerprint, you're securely logged in to your apps on your new device. And it's cross-functional. So with my Tab S8 Ultra, Samsung Pass is also there. So again, I don't have to remember my login details from other devices. It's all part of the same ecosystem. Off the back of security, let's talk about Secure Folder. Secure Folder was introduced back with the Galaxy Note 7. What was really cool initially, and what I really liked about it, was that I could lock some important files behind my iris. Because the Note 7 had an iris scanner, that was a really cool trick that I used to show a lot of people. I could unlock a certain folder within my phone just using my eyes. That novelty factor was definitely enough to prompt me to start using it. Its obvious target for who this was for people who had one phone that was both for their work and their personal. And they didn't want to blend or intertwine those two parts of their lives, so they could use Secure Folder to keep them separate. These days, people can have all sorts of use cases for Secure Folder, and no matter what you need to hide away, Secure Folder is there to have you covered. After you go through the very easy setup process, and once you dive into what you can actually do within Secure Folder, you'll find it's pretty much like a second phone within your phone. You can customize it. So obviously in your apps menu, it will appear as Secure Folder. Now, if you want to keep that away from someone, your kids, you don't want them to try and access it, for example, you can rename this and change the color, change the app icon, and completely make it invisible but in plain sight at the same time. You can imagine what some people might use that for. The idea is that, yeah, you can blend it into your already existing apps, so it's basically hidden in plain sight. You can take this a step further and actually remove it from the apps list altogether. However, this will make it a lot harder to find because you'll have to go through the settings menu, into security and privacy, into Secure Folder, and that's a much longer process. Just hide it, use a different icon, whatever it is, that's probably your best bet. Like I said earlier, it's basically like a second phone within your phone, because within this folder, you can duplicate apps from the main phone and have completely separate logins into those applications. Also can have files stored in here separate to what's on your phone as well. And it's really easy to do this whole process. When you are in Secure Folder, you can go to the three dots, hit Add Files, and take anything from your phone and either move them or copy them into Secure Folder. If you do choose to move them, they will no longer be on the main part of the phone, and they will only be in Secure Folder, locked away by your fingerprint. Same goes for apps. With the plus button inside Secure Folder, you press that button, and any app that is in your phone, it will install a duplicate version of it in Secure Folder, should you choose to do so. And as you can see, when you go to press on that app inside Secure Folder, it prompts you to log in, because it is completely separate. It is not tied to the other app in any way. If there's an app that you don't have on your main part of the phone and you want it in Secure Folder, simply go to the Play Store or the Google Store and download it from there. Very simple. And because again, it's a separate phone, it uses separate accounts. So you can log in with other Google accounts should you need to. And as usual, this is all secured by Samsung Knox. So you know your data is going to be safe in there because it's all encrypted. Let me know if you're using Secure Folder already in the comments, but probably don't tell me what you're using it for. Now onto my favorite app that Samsung makes, one that I use in fluctuation, Samsung Health. It is so well built out and has so many functional, useful features, and it does actually improve your livelihood should you use it in the appropriate way. It began a long time ago. It's been really interesting to see them add and remove functionality as people grow with Samsung Health, and I think it's got to a really mature stage where it has a lot for everybody. Let's start with the main home tab in the user interface. As you sort of scroll down this page, you'll see all the different dashboards that you can interact with and have a glance of your health picture for that particular day. You've got your big hitters. You've got your step count, you've got your exercise tab, you've got your food tracking, you've got your water tracking, heart rate, you have blood oxygen, body composition. All the main stuff is there. And should you need to add more, if that's not enough, with the three-dot menu at the top, you can add in extra into the home. There's not much more that you can add in, but should you need those, they're there waiting for you. All of these dashboards definitely get elevated by a Galaxy Watch of some kind. That doesn't mean you need a Galaxy Watch to take advantage of it. Things like the step tracker, you can use your phone as your step tracker when it's in your pocket. You can also use your phone for sleep tracking, for example. And even if you take it with you on a walk or a run, it will use the phone's location to track your data and store it away. So it's not completely useless if you don't have a watch. Sleep tracking one's kind of unique. It works off an algorithm of when you put your phone down at night to when you first pick it up in the morning. It obviously knows people's habits. If you do have a wearable though, the sleep tracking does go to another level. Obviously you can see inside of that tab there's a lot of information that it provides you. I'm not an expert, so I'm not going to speak to the validity or the accuracy, but I know it's helped me in a lot of different ways. And where I haven't been able to use the data to my advantage, Samsung has sleep coaching that they've now built in. Sleep coaching works off your sleeping patterns to recommend you a semi-custom schedule to try and help you improve your sleep quality. Follow it, and hopefully by the end of it, you should see an improvement in your metrics for your sleep. The food tracking inside here is quite comprehensive for a basically free app. You have a lot of different stuff that you can do inside of here. It does a very good job at counting your macros and producing you results to showcase to you your overall picture for what you've eaten for the day. There's a number of different meals that you can input. I think it's up to 6 that you can see in the list there. And if you can't find something, you can choose to enter a custom meal. So you go up into the top, or even as you're entering it, there's an option to add a custom meal in. And if it's something you eat quite regularly, like for example, we eat here spaghetti bolognese, we can add that in as a custom meal because we add their own ingredients in. But you can also add in the big hitters like McDonald's, they can go in there, or they are in there in Samsung Health. You don't have to add them in manually. Something underrated is you can add in a photo. You don't have to just put food photos on Instagram. You can choose to add in photos from Samsung Health. It doesn't add anything. Really, all it does is just give you a visual picture, literally, of what you ate. I'm not a nutritionist, so I'm not going to spend time breaking all of the macros that it offers you down, but it does give you that overview. So you can use that, I guess, to guide you in your journey. You can set a target for your calories for the day. So if you have been given something from a nutritionist, you can input that here and try and keep close or thereabouts. There did used to be quite an interesting way they would manage that. They used to balance it with calories in and calories out, and there was a whole overall goal. They have removed that though. I think that was to make way for the body composition feature that they've now input, which is quite an impressive thing that they've been able to do. That one does rely quite heavily on the Galaxy Watch, particularly the Watch 4 and the Watch 5 series, but you can input the information manually should you need to do so. Before I get into the 2 main tabs that make Samsung Health what it is, the My Profile section of Samsung Health is just your overview basically of your history within Samsung Health. You've got your best performances for a lot of things. You have your badges for any challenges that you've won. And at the top, you can see your profile, the points that you've earned along the way when it comes to your journey within Samsung Health. How do you earn those points? That's a really good question. Let's dive into the Together tab. The Together tab is basically Samsung's way of allowing you as a community to support each other when it comes to exercise. It's all centered around steps, so a lot of it is to do with walking. The bottom thing you see there is the global challenge. This is where you earn majority of your points. You dive in here and you can compete monthly in a global steps challenge. It's quite fun, especially if you've got a group of people that you're doing it with. You can jump in there and keep a track of where you all are on a map, and then also see where yourself are tracking. The goal is 200,000, but you can obviously extend beyond that. Some people, I don't know how they do it. Halfway through the month, they're on almost 1.5 million steps. That's nah. Above that, there is a steps leaderboard. Again, this is to do with your friends within Samsung Health. You can see a weekly picture of how they are tracking when it comes to steps. It might help spur you on to get moving more. I know it's definitely worked for me in the past with friends of ours. We definitely use this tab here to keep a track. And above that again is where you can create individual personalized challenges. It used to just be very basic one-to-one. Now you've got individual and you have team challenges. And it has given you way more customization options when it comes to how long, how many steps, and the duration of the challenge. But the unsung hero of Samsung Health is the free health programs built right into it. For whatever type of fitness goal you are looking to achieve, Samsung Health is here to cover you. All you have to do is simply go into that tab, choose the goal that you're looking for. It has a range of different things: build muscle, build endurance, running, even mindfulness. It's all there. And if you go into each category, it'll have a stack of different programs that you can follow to try and achieve those goals. When you click on a program, it gives you a description of that program. And within that as well, it breaks down how long the program goes for, how many exercises are within the program, and also the difficulty of the program. If you want to dive in even further, if you click on one of the individual workouts within the program, it'll showcase to you a breakdown of that particular workout for that day. And even further, it gives you a visual element to show you what the exercise you'll be completing actually looks like. Once you add the program to your schedule, syncs to your watch, so that'll then track all of the metrics when you are working out. It also keeps you on track with reminders to complete them. I'm definitely looking to get back into running, so I'm going to add the running program into my schedule. I'll keep you posted on how I'm doing. For anyone who's looking to start their own fitness journey, or if you're simply just looking to reduce gym memberships or equipment that you need, this is a really great place to visit because it is very comprehensive and will allow you to do it with what you've got.
Samsung Health is such a complete health package, and considering it comes free, there's really no reason not to use it. I've just come back from a run and I've got a bit of a sweat on, and the tracking for that run has been awesome. Problem is though, when you get back from a run, you sweat, and I have a real problem with cooling down after a big run. But thanks to today's sponsor, the Torras Coolify 3, the portable neck air conditioner, that makes that cooling down process a whole lot easier.
The Torras Coolify 3 is your wearable air conditioner. It comes in a stylish package to help deliver you a new class of cool. You will feel it up and down with surround semiconductor cooling plates and multiple air outlets to deliver you a more immersive cool. A cool that you can control using the Torras Coolify Connect smartphone app. Using this app, you can control the cool, heat and fan modes, and you can control the level and the strength of the fan as it comes onto you. You can change between the cool, the heat, and the fan as well, so if you, depending on the temperature, you can get a different experience.
Fan's been running for only 5 minutes and I've already stopped sweating. So I'll just turn it off and I'm done.
It's an ergonomic fit around your neck, and it'll also last a long time because it charges via USB-C with a massive 6,000 milliamp hour battery. Get yours today at the link in the description, and thank you to Torras for sponsoring this video. Samsung Internet. It puts itself in your face when you launch the phone. Everything opens in Samsung Internet, whether you like it or not. I'm here to tell you that you should like it. I switched to Samsung Internet about 5 years ago now. I was a very heavy Chrome user. I really thought that I should dive into Samsung Internet and get to know it. And now that I have, I'm never switching back to Chrome. If there are any other Samsung Internet stands here, drop a line in the comments because I feel ya. It is packed with so many useful features that I could do a whole video about it on its own. And I might do that at some stage, so I'm not going to go deep dive into everything Samsung Internet is capable of. I want to focus on a few different things that I think elevate it above other browsers. I would say my main reason for using Samsung Internet over any other browser is its video assistant. When a video is playing inside of a browser website or an article that you're viewing, those in-page video players suck. Samsung Internet has solved the problem, because the video assistant feature has a little menu that pops up underneath the video that allows you to expand it into Samsung's native video player. And this video player is packed full of useful stuff. Like, you can control the volume by sliding up and down. You've got the brightness slider on the left-hand side. You've got the scrubbing feature that you can go left or right anywhere on the video, and that'll take you anywhere through the video. You can fill it to the display. You can cast it to your TV. Or probably the best one is the lock feature, where you can actually lock the video, so any touches that happen on the screen while you're trying to watch the video won't get out of the video. They won't stop you from watching it. It's very, very nice. It's just in the settings, in the useful features menu. Go and turn it on and experience it for yourself. You can also take it into a picture-in-picture. Again, just a lot of stuff. The second one sits inside their add-ons setting inside of the little toolbar down the bottom. The add-ons feature, it's got a lot of stuff. There's a lot of third-party stuff that I wouldn't really worry about. The translator one that Samsung has built is very handy. The way this works is you simply can download a whole bunch of languages that you either want to translate to or from, and when you are in a website that is in a foreign language, that toolbar will pop up down the bottom. All you have to do is tap on the language you wish to have it displayed in. So if you want it to switch to English, simply press English, and very quickly everything is displayed in English. You want to jump back to the language you were looking at, Italian for example, goes back to Italian. And again, very, very quickly, and it does the entire page. The last thing with Samsung's internet browser is its tab system. Where you've got all your open tabs, you can customize the way this looks. So with the 3 dots at the top there, you can go to view and you can make it a list, a grid, or a stack. I really like the list view because for me, it just condenses everything and I can see more of what I have open. And then of course I got the close all tabs option there as well, which makes it really easy to sweep everything away. Actually, there's one more. I love the favorites system that it implements. When you go to the address bar at the top, you've got all your favorites or bookmarks, I guess you could call them, sitting there. And you simply just have to tap on it and it takes you straight to that page. It's very easy to add something to that as well. Again, down the bottom of it, you just hit add. And if you need to delete something, hit edit, delete what you want, and delete it. Very good. As an extension of that, the bookmarks bar just below it, or below the open tabs, they make it very easy to switch to websites you visit frequently. Because you simply tap on that, it's always there, and away you go. Especially as a amateur weatherman that I consider myself to be, especially when it starts raining. I've spoken about Samsung Flow before. I just love it. I think it's such a well thought out, well-designed part of Samsung's device ecosystem that more love to it needs to be shown. The way I've spoken about it in the past was about Samsung Flow for PC, whereas what I want to focus on here is how you can actually integrate Samsung Flow into your tablet experience. Because with the Tabas 8 and the Tabas 8 Ultra or Tabas 7, or whatever Samsung tablet you're using, Samsung Flow will be a great addition to link your phone and your tablet together. The thing is, a lot of the services that Samsung Flow offer have now been broken off into different functions. So file sharing, quick share. Responding to messages, call and text on other devices. Mobile hotspot, auto hotspot feature. A lot of it all has sort of been moved into different things. However, with Samsung Flow, you do get that option to make it all consolidated into one easy app. There's even a cute little note sending feature where you can send notes to your phone, your tablet, which is, I get it. I think probably where I think this might get used is if you are wanting to send like information like banking details or websites from your phone to your tablet, you can add it in and send it as a note. But sharing files is great. And there's actually really fun ways of doing it. So because Samsung Flow can also work with a screen mirroring function, when you launch the screen mirroring, you can have your phone screen displayed on one half of your tablet and then your gallery on the other or whatever. And your Samsung Flow, you can actually drag and drop files from your phone onto your tablet just from the one device. Normally with Quick Share, you obviously need to have the phone set up, then you send it to the tablet, and then you open it on the tablet. Whereas here with this, you control everything that way. A neat little thing I discovered, if you do like to control everything from one device, you can add shortcuts to apps that are on your phone onto your tablet. So for example, Canva. If I didn't want to install it on the tablet for whatever reason, I can add it as a shortcut and then I press it and it'll open up the phone mirroring with Canva open. There's a lot of things that probably work well for that. Let's say Instagram, people have problems with scaling on tablets with Instagram. So you can open the phone version of Instagram on your tablet and browse it. Why not? So that's a wrap for this week. This is the last video that is going to go out before Unpacked. Oh, the next 6 months are going to be massive. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button because you do not want to miss everything that I've got planned for the rest of this year and beyond. Give a like to this video while you're down there. You know, why not? And I guess I'll see you in my next video after Unpacked. Exciting stuff. Between now and then, come and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and my newly formed Threads account. It's the same handle as my Instagram, so don't forget, and I'll see you next week. You!